Good evening and welcome to Riker's Beard Live. Apologies for our tardiness. It's my fault, technical difficulties. And as you can see, James has been on the internet.
No, I'm the actor Eugene Levy.
How are you, James? All right.
Yes, I'm all right. It's Sunday night.
It's Sunday evening and it's Riker's Beard o'clock. And I know a few people are still suffering from their post-con blues. So we've got a very special treat for them this evening. It's not the triangle. No, we've got a special treat this evening to cheer everyone up. It was what I think was missing the most from Blackpool. The legendary Mr. Tony Lee.
Good evening, Tony.
Good evening.
How the devil are you, sir?
I'm quite tired. We have a puppy and she's 15 weeks and sleeping hasn't been great. But we've just got back from a day out and it's been raining on everything. So I'm a bit behind. So I'm trying to make sure the camera works and everything. So
yeah,
hopefully it's all good.
I've just got back from my first ever gig playing in a country band at a festival over in Stodmarsh. And yeah, the rain was intense. It was horrible, but the gig went well, and I've got another one next weekend. So that was in Faversham. If we've got any people watching from Faversham, I'm playing at the Faversham Country Festival next weekend. So yes, it's been a very busy day for me. I know James has been hiding from the weather.
Yes, I've been building Lego with my children.
That's
Yes,
awesome.
We've got Star Trek Lego to talk about later, but first of all, Tony, we missed you at Blackpool, mate. I mean,
Oh, I'm sorry I wasn't there.
it was the worst thing about the weekend was Tony not being there, and then the Trekkie
No, you
girls.
see, I'm gonna stop you there because I'm aware that both Dan Mason and Darren did an incredibly good job. So I don't think I was missed after all. I think genuinely those guys held the fort better than I could have.
Yeah, certainly. Unfortunately, we were a little bit too busy to see much of what they did, but in the nicest way possible. I wasn't talking about the con. I just missed you, mate.
Well, I unfortunately have been very busy and unfortunately couldn't make it. But I was sorting out my new book, Charming,
Oh, I'm
which
looking
is
forward to
now
it so much.
available on Amazon. So
I'm
was released.
really looking forward to reading that. It's
That's my
proper
one
exciting.
shameless plug of the day.
No, you
My
plug
one
away.
shameless book.
This is the thing, because Tony writes a lot and he writes a lot of stuff, and everything I've read of Tony's I've enjoyed. But I enjoy fantasy books. I like my fiction. I like stuff with spaceships and dinosaurs and swords. That's what I like. So although I don't dislike the other stuff that you write, I look forward to I mean, your 2000 Leagues Under the Sea, that was just brilliant. Anyway, I'm not going to gush over you far too much. But I'm very much looking forward to reading this book, just because I enjoy the genre that you're writing in, is Tony Lee rather than Jack Gatton. So I'm really excited about this. It's going to be, well, I know it's going to be a fantastic read.
But I did miss going to Blackpool. I've actually not done it since it's been at Blackpool. I've already had Jason and Nat ask if I'm doing next year. It does depend on dates, but also I'm aware that there's a restraining order between me and you, Richard. So therefore, if you're in Blackpool, I can't be there. And now I believe you might not be there
Which way
next
does
year,
it go?
so I get to go the other way.
Who's got the order against whom? Just so we're clear.
It doesn't matter.
In a strange twist of fate, they both landed on the same day.
Cross applications. Oh wow!
It's very awkward. Basically, we both went to a cockfight and we were expecting different things.
Yes.
That's all I can say. That's all I can say. So, Tony's here. Obviously, I have to. Finally, it's available now for release. So here is the Riker's Beard annual. A few people have ordered it already, and which is fantastic. You'll notice that it's slightly different to this because the cover was wrong. The cover's smaller with 3 sections at the top. That's so you can get it signed. The Riker's Beard annual is packed full of just all sorts of goodness. It's got memories of Star Trek. It's got recipes. It's got an interview with yourself, the famous Mr. Tony, which reads beautifully. It's really good. The stuff about Custom House. And the thing that I really liked the most was when we took it to Blackpool, is that every annual has a copy at the back so you can get it signed by your by your friends at the convention, and so many people signed it and wrote lovely things about us in it. It's really good.
But how many were friends?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Friends, Tony. All of
Yeah. You can write down. So if anyone's going to Warp 1, and obviously people love to get anything signed by the celebrities, but this is like kind of getting your school leaver shirt signed by your shipmates, by your friends you make. So get one of these and you can get it signed. And what I'm doing with this one is I'm scanning all of the people that signed it, and that will then go into the pages of next year's annual. So everyone that signed it has been in it. So pick yourself up a copy of it. Yes, Rashi. Yeah, people are saying in the comments already that they've signed it and they've ordered it. If you've ordered it, don't I think
is it available to be bought, or are you going to be getting the orders and then sending them through?
It's available to be bought now. I'll post a link in the comments, and while I do that, I'll find it. James will quickly talk about what we're going to be doing in the show.
What the first thing is obviously the latest piece of Riker's Beard merchandise, which I'm sure everyone's going to be excited to invest in. And here it is. The Riker's Beard contraceptive foam is now available, and you can pick this up in all good pharmacies. And as you'll see at the bottom there, it is not clinically proven. So
it doesn't actually work as a contraceptive foam, but as a repellent. Just in the comments there, if you click on, there's a link to the Great British Bookshop where you can order the annual. Could we have a link for yours as well, please, Tony? Some people are asking in the comments here if we can have a link to your new book.
I'm just sorting that out now. Because I just realised I hadn't actually connected to the chat, so I've never do that now. Basically, you can get it by going to mybook.to/Last Prince Standing. But also, if you go to my Instagram or my Facebook or my Twitter or whatever, I am a shameless hussy when it comes to plugging my books, and you will find it there.
What you won't regret. I mean, I've not read this book yet, but I've not sat down, and I don't like the crime thriller genre.
It has a squirrel who's a psychopath in a Peaky Blinders costume. What more do you need?
Sold. I'd buy that for $1.
Is he very much like Squirrel Girl, though? This is what I want to know.
No, but I have actually used Squirrel Girl's name in a Tom Marlowe novel that's coming out. Fantastic. I'm in with the kids.
So I wanted to have this conversation kind of off air, really, to break the news to you, Tony. But about a year ago, I started writing a book. Just the experience of doing it to see how it went, and I quite enjoyed it. It wasn't very good. It's finished and it's done. But I've taken your advice and I've started writing a crime thriller. And I've based it on a murder at a convention.
Good.
And my sleuth is you. I've based my hero literally on your character.
No,
you are there.
Don't tell him that, he'll want royalties.
You are there at the convention. A murder happens, and you take it upon yourself to solve the crime. And do you know what?
That is a murder at a Robin of Sherwood convention.
Oh, this is just a sci-fi convention in general. But I tell you something, I'm enjoying writing it so much, and it's literally because I've got you in it, and I'm not even going to pretend it is you. Because I've got you in it.
Have you seen the Jay and Silent Bob movies?
Yes.
No.
Right, you should watch the film Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back, because they have a very interesting conversation about how much they get paid for life rights.
Well, they found one. Must just tell you, chaps, because this has annoyed me earlier. I was watching Strange New Worlds, and every time I watch Strange New Worlds, my Netflix or Paramount subscription automatically then queues up an episode of Discovery afterward and puts it on. Why would you think I want to do that?
So we've got to talk about Strange New Worlds. No, Strange New Worlds has wrapped, so we'll have a spoiler alert and we'll talk because it's been quite controversial. The final episode of Strange New Worlds.
I've not seen any of Strange New Worlds bar the first episode.
What, the first series?
No, of the second series, because I've been so busy with puppies and with writing, I've just kind of batched them all to be watched.
Okay, well, we can part.
But I
We
don't
can
care
part
about
that.
spoilers. That's all fine. No, it's okay.
Okay.
I'm just giving you in case you say. So, what do you think? And I'll be like, it's a nice hair. You know, it's.
I mean, the hair is a feature of this season.
The hair in the Vulcan episode.
I
like
saw
this.
Anson was talking about the fact that they were like, how
Wow.
can we go for the Viking? Yeah.
I mean, he goes to the wardrobe in the morning. It's just, another inch, please.
Right, let's very quickly just say good evening to everyone because we skimmed over that because we were late starting. So, hey Rashid, how you doing, buddy? Hey Chris, hey Christoph, Mark, how you doing, buddy? Nadim, how you doing, mate? There's lots of love for Tony going on here, which is fair enough. I love him too. Oh, cute. What's her name? Tony.
Her name is Darcy, and she is a show cocker spaniel.
Thank you very much. It's the first gig I've played with a full band in about a decade, so I was genuinely a bit nervous today, but it went very well. Thank you. Hedgehog says good evening, all. Good evening, Emma. Hey, Emma. How you doing?
Hello.
Right. This is the Railway Addington. This is the Tribble Queen, I believe. Have I got that right? Yeah.
Lovely to say hello to Amanda. She is Amanda.
Major Sam. Still waiting for my UK Space Force or Space Command badge. Not Space Command badge. Still waiting for it. Miss you, buddy. Honestly, it was lovely to meet you at the con, mate. And thank you so much for helping me out when we had that short notice interview to do with Connor Trenier on stage. So Tony doesn't know this. When we were at the convention in Blackpool,
I've seen pictures. I saw you were both on stage.
So the problem was the Trekkie girls. Time. The Trekkie girls cancelled. It wasn't their fault. They had to leave virtually as soon as they arrived. So we picked up all their bits, which means that I interviewed Connor Trenier on Friday, on Saturday, and on Sunday. Trip. I got the triple.
You know what though? I find. I'm just interrupting for a second. I find those are the best ones because the first time you do it, you get all the normal stuff out of your head and just the normal questions. But because you bounce off each other, by the time you're doing the third one, you're just having a laugh. And I genuinely enjoy. I had this with Colin Baker from Doctor Who at a convention, and by the time we got to the third one, we were just going off into like randomness. It's brilliant.
He was. In all honesty, he was just an absolute joy to interview. He was really easy. He made our job easy. I mean, don't get me wrong, James and I were brilliant. Of course we were. And Sam, who jumped in to help me interview when James couldn't do it, he's a massive Enterprise fan and genuinely is a major in UK SpaceCon. So I got him doing commando roles over the stage. It was great. But the things we said to Connor before, we're going to go a bit crazy. James and I, we do things fun. We're going to be fun and strange. We're going to treat it like a pantomime, And he was like, "Yeah, brilliant, love that."
He's behind you.
But yeah, Connor, I've got to say, is one of my favourite people I've ever met in Star Trek.
He's lovely,
and I'm not even joking. When we did the when we were at, I think it was Excel or was it Birmingham? It was basically LeVar Burton suddenly gained a terrible case of laryngitis on the morning of his interview, which miraculously cleared up about an hour afterwards. But it meant that with an hour to go, there was no interview. And so they decided to do an engineers panel with me, which was basically, I was hosting the panel, but it was all the ESA engineers and Connor Trenier. And basically, and Connor Trenier was on there, and he was petrified. He's going, I can't go on there. These guys are proper engineers. These are like space people. And I goes, but they're all going, I can't go on stage. It's Connor Trenier. and they all went on stage, and it was the best panel I'd done for ages because he got genuinely excited about it, and you could just see that it wasn't him worried about what do I say. He was just going for it. In fact, if anything, he was asking questions more than me, and you could see he's a fan as much as anything else.
He was superb and kind of off the camera, if you will. We had a lovely chat. I said to him, and it was very last minute. I auditioned and got into this country band and had a gig within no time at all. And I said to him, look, I had no idea, like, you weren't from the deep south. I didn't know you put on that accent. I've just joined this country band. How much accent should I put on? Because I'm really not sure what's the dumb thing. And he's like, literally, everyone who sings country put on a twang. Don't worry about it. But less is more. And that's what I did at my gig today. And you know what? Went down really well. So I've got him to thank for that. The Stodmarsh Country Fair.
We also did a script reading with him and Dominic Keating, and and it was very interesting because they were given a classic Enterprise to do, so they were doing all the roles. And Dominic Keating has never watched classic Enterprise. I think Captain Kirk, Spock, McCoy, and stuff, and he kept going, "Well, who's he? What's he say?" But Connor Trinneer doing a McCoy was one of the highlights of my con because he just chewed the furniture.
Isn't he such a good fucking actor? I mean,
oh yeah.
I was saying one of the things I said in my interview, and I didn't want it to sound out of place, but when all of a sudden you're cast with Scott Bakula, who's already established and an absolute legend, but without a doubt, the first scene there, you wouldn't believe it was the first scene they'd shot together. They were like they'd been on the screen together for 7 years. He was that good. And he was saying that his interview process to get the part was so grueling and he couldn't figure out why. It's because they needed a really good actor that could go toe-to-toe with Scott Bakula, and he did. And I think in some scenes actually outplayed him. He was that good. And I think he's not the best actor we've had in Star Trek, but he's the best actor we've had in engineering, in my opinion, that we've had in any series.
Yeah, and also, I mean, he was the bit part guy. You know, he was before he did this. I mean, I think he did like an episode of like Sliders and Touched by an Angel or something like that. Because I remember when the interviews, he bounced, did a few things. This was his first major thing, and he just walked in and and owned it.
Just incredible, incredible actor from a much love. And again, we brought this up when we did the interview with him. One of the things I loved about this year's convention was the amount of younger people that were diehard Enterprise fans, like really like younger than me, and would defend it like to the hilt in the panels and stuff we did. Right, jumping quickly back into the comments. If you look in the comments, there are links now that you can buy Tony's new book, Charmed from. Lots of people saying hey and hello. Lots of people saying hello to Tony in particular because, well, he's a superstar. Right, where are we? I think we got as far as, oh, yes. A Discovery fan is murdered. Was murdered, shall be murdered. Sounds like an episode NCS with Abby being... So the one I'm writing with Tony is literally as my hero. I'm not even going to pretend it's not him. I've written in a convention and someone's been murdered via a contact poison, and I've just gone to town. I've made
details. Don't tell us how it was done.
Oh no, I'm not saying how it's done. I just want to lay it on the line now. I've made the death so appallingly gory. I read it back and went, nah, sod it. it's really nasty. It's really nasty. Disco. Do you know what? I might,
Disco fan.
Yeah, I might use you. I've enjoyed. I loved this season too. I know the last episode's been controversial. I loved it. I thought it was good. I know. I understand why some people didn't like it, but I liked it.
I've got to be honest, Richard. I've watched it twice now, and I fell asleep both times.
Yeah, but you watch it at like 12 o'clock at night.
No. Well, yes, the first time, and then I watched it this afternoon and I fell asleep again.
Billy, thank you so much for all your help at Blackpool this year. Could not have done it without you, mate. Thank you so much.
Billy looked after our engine room for us.
Ah.
Are you at Warp 1? We haven't been invited. Afraid.
Well, we might still go.
There's an unfortunate tribalism in fandom organizations that if you are seen working for or with one convention, you often don't get invited to others. Now, Sean and Jason have known each other for as long as I've known them both, because I think they both were at Pages back at the day. In fact, James has known them probably.
You mentioned them both in this book, actually. If you want to read all about it, you can order the Riker's Beard Annual.
I was often a guest at Sean's conventions because of my Doctor Who stuff. But when I started doing the Comic Con for Jason, Sean stopped inviting me, even though I'm not an employed member of Showmasters or anything like that. So, and it's a weird one because I know that at the same time, I don't get why people are so tribal about these things, because, you know, it's not a case of you can only go to one or the other. You can go to all of them. You know, yes. All the cons you can go to. So why do people care about my con is better than your con? It's not a football team. It's a convention. Go to them all. And I think Warp 1 looks incredible.
It does look fun. A lot of people we know are going.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens about it. As it happens, I have gigs booked now on the Saturday and the Sunday of that weekend. So if I am going, it's going to be just on the Friday, possibly. But yeah,
is it in Birmingham or is it in London?
It's London.
It's in London.
It's Heathrow, isn't it? It's a Heathrow one, isn't it? Yeah.
It's genuinely, I want it to go ahead. I want it to be an absolute success, and I want everyone to have a fantastic time. And when I say, well, we've not been invited, that is a joke. You know, you don't expect to be invited to anything. I'd love to go to it regardless. The more conventions we have, the better. So I'm completely with you there, Tony. I think that's exactly as it should be. Jumping quick back in. Emma mentioned this. She had to, she remembers the script. I remember, wasn't that at Birmingham? We had to go and get them a drink.
Anyway, that was basically the only reason Dominic would do it if someone bought him a drink, and so you guys got the drink for him.
Luckily, we were walking past.
Right. Billy says it was a pleasure helping you guys out. Honestly, couldn't have done it. We were busy anyway, and when we suddenly had to do so much more, we could not have done it with people like yourself and the lovely ladies that helped us with the cosplay. We really could not have done. That's immature of them. Well, I'm not opposed to a bit of immaturity. Yeah, so, wow. We had a lovely show last week where we recapped everything that we did whilst we were in Blackpool. And I think it was astonishing just how much James and I did. And I think one of the things, looking back, the worst thing about it was the fact that we were so busy. We kind of didn't have a chance to enjoy the con. I'm not saying we didn't have a good time, but we were so busy running around. Normally, Tony, you're the busiest person that I see at a convention. Do you ever, because you're hosting, do you actually get to enjoy it? I mean, obviously you enjoy the time you spend with us, but do you actually enjoy it as a sci-fi, as a Star Trek convention?
It's a tough one, and I've had this problem because obviously I did Destination. I might be doing it next year, depending on dates. I do Gallifrey one in LA usually, but I'm not doing that one. And I find that fandoms that I love, and you can see, like, you know, I've got Doctor Who stuff behind me, I've got Star Trek stuff behind me, you know, I've got Star Wars stuff. I am a fan of fandom, but when you're on stage, when you're doing all the bits and pieces, there's a lot more going on. Because I was talking to somebody about this, funny enough, Dan Mason. Back in a couple of years ago, when we had the one where we couldn't talk about Star Trek or their characters or anything because of the actors' strike, Dan and I were both on stage, different stages, doing interviews, and we were both trying to work out how to make it work. And Dan was like, "Oh my God, you know, this is so much extra stuff I'm having to do here." And I'm like, "No, because this is the thing: is if I'm doing a hosting job, I need to make sure I'm on the ball." So I'm walking up the day before, I'm speaking to the person, I'm saying, right, is there anything you don't want to be asked? Is there anything you want to promote? You know, I'm finding all the old videos of them to find out what they've always been asked, so I don't do those questions. You know, I want them to have something that isn't the same. So therefore, I'm doing 2-3 hours worth of stuff for that 45-minute panel, and I'm doing 4 panels a day. So I'm having to do that. I'm coming off stage and I'm immediately prepping for the next panel. Or someone's turned around and said, "Can you do this instead?" When I did Patrick Stewart at Destination, he didn't want to do the panel. He didn't want to go on stage, and he said, "Oh, are we going to talk about Miss Picard?" And I said, "Actually, I want to talk to you about Excalibur, because it's my favourite movie, and I want to talk about how you started your career with a bottle of whiskey." And he kind of just looked at me and he went, "Oh, okay, you know your stuff. Let's do this." Bill Shatner, when I went on stage with him, I wasn't supposed to go on stage with him. You know, I was supposed to just introduce him and walk off. He thought I was someone else and stuck me on stage. I had no bloody questions. You know, so the only time I really get to enjoy it is, yes, there is points where, you know, I get to see you guys. My brother Chris is also usually has been one of the sci-fi, the science guys, because he was the chief scientist of the UK Space Agency. So the ESA guys and him are usually there. So going to the con with my brother is absolutely amazing. It's something I never thought I'd ever do. Both of us as guests, even more blown my mind, you know, and to get to see these people who I've seen so many times is fun. But you're still always doing. I don't drink at conventions because I'm thinking I need to go to my room. I disappear about 10:30, 11, and I'm sitting there going through the following day's things, making sure I'm ready for the next day. You know, I mean, it's easier when it's not got a SAG strike because you're not having to work out what else you can talk about, but you're still worrying about stuff. You're still making sure things have been done. And the chances are someone, if it was Sean when it was a Star Fury event, when it's Sean Lyon or Gallifrey, or even, Jason or, whoever's running Destination at the time, coming over and saying, oh, we've got a slight problem. This needs to be changed. And suddenly you're doing 3 panels, one after the other, like you had. Trekkie Girls can't make it, and suddenly you're standing in there.
Yeah, something that James does very well is he's fearless of anything. He will go in. Yep, we'll do this. We can make that. We'll make it work. We can get that done. And
only a fool or a hero would even attempt it.
And luckily, we're both. But you do. I get what you're saying. You do have to shut yourself off from the being a fan. To actually, we're working for this. And it's only, for me, it was only when I kind of got back to my room, I was just on the stage with Conor Trenier for an hour, having a chat to him. I literally, I wish my kids could have seen me do this.
It becomes so blasé. And my childhood thing, I mean, I did a Gallifrey, I did a panel with all of the main Babylon 5 cast. And Babylon 5 was one of my favourite shows. And I didn't even get a chance to get a photo with them because I was so busy. And there's that moment of like, wow, I got to spend the stage with these people, but only I
look back, I'm absolutely gutted I didn't get a selfie of me and James and Connor with all the audience behind us. Why didn't I do that? And I think it's because at the time I had my proper "this is a job" hat on.
Oh, you guys were brilliant. You wore jackets. I was very impressed.
I even had underpants on.
Yes.
I'm not so much fussed about that part, but
Mr. Hutz, are you wearing any pants?
I mean, I must admit, I saw a picture of James and he had his tie on and his jacket, and I thought, I hope he's not cross-referencing, like, now it's prosecution's turn, and sort of standing up and going for it.
Funny enough,
did you hear about the trial, Tony?
So well, I'll let James, because James tell you about the trial, and then I'll tell you what happened afterwards.
Yeah, the Riker con that you came to, was that the one where we did the trial of Catherine Janeway?
No, I'd missed that. That was earlier. You'd explained it to me.
Okay. Well, we did Benjamin Sisko this time round. And so we had a tremendous time. We had a full room. We had Alan Window as our judge. Sam McAvoy was the prosecution counsel. I was defence. And Richard, of course, played Captain Benjamin Sisko.
Well, it is uncanny.
Full-blown proper trial. It was an hour. And, we had witnesses, we had closing arguments, we had the judge throwing the book at everybody. It was
the amount of people
that
the amount of people that said it was the best thing about the convention was incredible.
But that's because you put the work in.
Well, the incredible thing for me that was at the end was no less than 4 or 5 different people approached me and said how good my impression of Benjamin Sisko was.
Did you just like stop in the middle of a speech and just do improvisational jazz?
Can't I live with it? You know what? I think I my jambalaya.
There was a point, Tony, where in my opening argument, I said that Captain Sisko wasn't guilty of the murder because he was in his ready room brooding heroically, and Judge Window, of course, asked if we could demonstrate how one brooded heroically. So I called him as a witness, and we demonstrated it, didn't we, Richard?
I nailed it. What can I say? But everything went right. Alan was superb as the judge. Sam was great as the prosecution. James was superb as my defense, and all the guests kind of witnesses we had that we pulled almost at random out of the crowd with a few
I'd
prompts.
like to interrupt you for a second now. I'd like to know what Odo's exit is, reading the comments.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Now, this was Mark Cotton, who stepped in at the very last minute as Odo, and when he was dismissed, he went...
It was just brilliant. It was superb, and we even got a few Blackadder jokes from Blackadder Goes trial in there as well. It just worked really well. I'm not sure how we're going to top it next time we do a trial, because the Janeway one was brilliant. That worked well because we were shit-faced. The Cisco one, that was on another level. I'm not sure who we're going to try and for what next time.
You have to do
I've got it planned. It's underway.
You have to do Kirk.
I think you might be onto something there, Tony, but let's not give any spoilers away.
Richard James is going.
Yes, but it was great fun doing that, so we'll do that again.
We can't talk to we can't talk too much about. We should talk about Strange New Worlds in the finale, even though Tony hasn't seen it and James didn't like it. But in the comments, have you guys?
I didn't like it. I just said I fell asleep.
Have you guys in the comments? Have you all watched it? Would you like us to talk? If you want us to,
is this season finale or complete finale?
Season finale.
We've got one more season to go after this.
That's what I thought.
Let's talk. There might be. I think there's one more, but there's talk about there might be a film.
I heard it was one season,
but 4 and 5 to go.
I thought it was one of those ones where it's like a mid-season split, making it into 2 smaller seasons.
Yeah, it's like 10 episodes. No, is it 10 episodes for season 4, but only 5 for season 5 or something? They're not long seasons.
Well, they're not long. Writers don't make them like the modern day writers can't keep up with 22 season episodes, can they? This is the problem.
Got no gumption.
5 episodes, they're done. No stamina.
Spent.
Okay, well, in the comments, I think a few people are saying they haven't seen it yet, so maybe we'll stay away from it. We'll talk a little bit more about other things.
Well, we can come back to it later because there's nothing else in production after that for a while, is there?
Well, exactly. Yeah, we've got Starfleet Academy.
I haven't watched the season, and I suddenly thought we could make jokes about, could you believe the thing that happened, and make up random things. And then I realised everything I'd say, you'd go, no, that was in season 2. Like, Dad, what about the one with the Muppets? That's in season 2. What about the song episode?
Actually, sorry, Tony. Season 4 is going to have a Muppet episode.
Well, I thought that already was in the season because I saw the trailer thing that showed the Pike, the Muppet Pike.
No, that's the next season. That's season 4.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's fine then.
Yeah.
One of the things I'm really upset about, but if I can go to Warp 1, I want to go is to see Babs Olasengwe, who plays the Doctor in Strange New Worlds, because he is hands down my favourite Doctor now that's been in Star Trek. He's just, as well as being a superb actor, his character is just brilliant. I'm enjoying him so much in Strange New Worlds. They need to give him more stories. This season's been a bit light on his character. That's the only criticism I'll have of it.
I don't really get where they go, because Mabenga was in the original series, but he was subordinate to McCoy. So why does he go from CMO to being not the CMO?
Well, presumably we'll find out, or we just won't care because you shouldn't kill a good story for the sake of canon. I'm very interested to know what.
Oh, look who it is!
Oh, hello.
This is Darcy.
Hello, Darcy.
Hey, look. These are people.
Yoo-hoo.
I can't wait for you to meet my dog. Can't wait. You're beautiful.
Oh. So he was like, what are you doing? You're talking. Dogs don't understand what video calls are. They hear you talking and think you're talking to them.
So this is what I'm getting at. He's not just a superb doctor. He's an absolute badass.
I do like the backstories they've given people in this.
Oh, fantastic. Just superb. Can't wait.
He is amazing. He's a really nice guy as well.
This is one of the things. I like his character and I like him so much. I might, like they said, Richie, could you come along to Warp 1 and do a panel interview him? I'd say yes, but I'd be really worried about it because I'd be a bit too much gushing over him.
You might have to wear 2 pairs of pants.
2 pairs of pants. Two pairs. Might have to go to the bathroom first. But hopefully there's going to be...
You could ask your first question and go, I don't really want to talk about Strange New Worlds here. I want to talk about your extensive acting career. How did it feel to die like a bitch in Dune?
Do you know, so one of the things, when we were in Blackpool, we very last minute had to interview, was it Guy Pillsbury?
Garth Pillsbury.
Garth, very last minute, we had to interview Garth Pillsbury, who was second red shirt to the left in the original series. And so James and I diligently went to him in the green room.
Research.
We said, okay, so with short notice, we're interviewing now instead. Is there anything in particular you want to talk about, not want to talk about? And he said, well, I'll be honest with you. I don't remember too much about my time on Star Trek.
Obviously, he's played by Morgan Freeman.
So we were like, well, okay then. What would you like to talk about? I'm quite old. Just give me the microphone and I'll ramble on. And he did. Superbly. We had a very short conversation about his role in The Terror of the Loch Ness Monster, where he played a sheriff, which was good fun. But it was great. It was like taking someone out from an old people's home and just giving them a microphone and letting them ramble on. I don't mean that as an insult. It was lovely.
No. This is. I mean, I remember doing a. Funny enough, it was a Sean Harry Doctor Who convention, and there was a chap there who was one of the original Daleks from the 60s, and all he talked about was how they'd walk over gratings to have wees because they couldn't get out of the thing, and they said, "We just walk over to the gratings and just have a wee," and I'm just like, "Okay, that's great,
brilliant, absolutely
brilliant."
The
only thing he could remember from all of his
episodes was
Dalek.
You're in, Nate.
But I mean, I think we all hope, it doesn't matter, there are no sides, we all hope Warp 1's a success. And not for Sean Harry, not for anyone, but we just, obviously a lot of people are going, our friends, people that we know, so we hope they go and they have a fantastic time. I know it's going to be quite different. It's quite small layout.
It's not the Radisson Blue, it's the other, is it the Edwardian or something like that?
It's an airport hotel.
No, it's a Renaissance. It's a Renaissance. It's an okay one. You can probably get a 4-figure audience in there. And you've got to remember that Gallifrey, one of the biggest conventions in the world, effectively for Doctor Who, only has at one point was only having 15 to 2,000 people tops. So even though the hotel might be small, the show will be big.
Well, we're hoping it's going to be a rip-roaring success. Hopefully we can get down there, James and I, or possibly just James. But I haven't.
You can only buy weekend tickets, though.
Yes.
You can't buy single-day tickets.
It is what it is. But mind you, it's just down
I
the
might be
road.
wrong, but that's what I heard.
Away.
Oh, it looks very unlikely I'll be able to go there. Well, depending on actually when, I haven't actually checked to see when my gigs are. I'm gigging all over the south, so
you can go, Richard. We don't have to go for the whole 3 days. We can just go for any bit you can do.
Richard, you just go along with your guitar, and then when nobody says who I just go, I'm the evening performance, and just walk into the green room.
Yeah, I'd
act like you're supposed to be there.
Yes, I'm Babs' stripper that's been booked.
That would also work.
That would work. Yeah,
I'm the pastry chef. Can't a fella have a biscuit?
I'm his Batman. I guess we actually have run out of time to be able to talk about Strange New Worlds. So
my plan worked.
Your plan worked. Well, let's talk about again. Towards the end of the show, going forward, what are we looking forward to? Starfleet Academy, I believe, is coming early 2026 now.
Yeah, I've really not spent much time looking at that one. I did like Discovery.
Fuck's sake.
I did like Discovery, but the problem I had was I just didn't feel it at the end. And my worry is, although it's got it's got the Doctor from Voyager in it, which I would watch Robert Picardo in anything. My worry is it's stunt casting.
I genuinely don't think, because Discovery was so unpopular and so bad, I don't think they would try and... I think they're going to use it as a launching platform like they did with Strange New Worlds. I think that's what they're going to do.
That's what I would hope.
I know we don't like the timeline that it's in, and the design of that timeline in particular has not been popular. Whether you agree or disagree with it, it's not been popular. So let's hope that it's just a launching platform. Let's hope they just focus it, and this is just my personal hope. Let's have it on campus. Now let's have a series focused on campus and not actually out there. I think that would work more for me.
I think it's both, Richard. What I've read is that it is set at the academy, but they do have a ship at their disposal for training on called the Athena. So they won't be completely landlocked.
I'm also looking forward to, because I mean it's rumours at the moment, but I believe that they're looking at, once Strange New World ends, they're going to continue the missions with Kirk and Spock, and they're going to start building those up. And I'm really excited about that, because I think this Kirk and Spock relationship is good, and I'd like to see where it could go. I'd like to see what happens.
Job. Yeah.
Well, I just think I want to see more of Kirk and Spock. They're an interesting couple, and I'd like to see what could happen to those characters.
Well, you haven't seen this season of Strange New Worlds, so you've got some Kirk Spock treats to look forward to that really actually explain where the friendship came from, and they do it well. It's written in well and it's acted well, so I think you're going to enjoy it. No spoilers.
Yes. So, no. What Tony is speaking about, there's mention of a sort of, I think they're going to call it Star Trek Year One or something, which
because basically when they started the original series, when they started the original series, I think it was Year 2 or Year 3 of the mission, and that's why they all knew each other and everything was fine. But the idea being is Year 1 will be how McCoy comes on board.
But we've built in this season of Strange New Worlds where the relationship of Spock and Kirk has come from, and a specific thing that happens, which means they're kind of brothers for life. So it's good. It works well. Again, no spoilers, but it's good.
But there are no more Spock siblings who turn up unexpectedly, like Michael or Cybok or anyone else that they've forgotten.
Bring back Cybok. I want more Cybok.
You know what? I would love to see young Cybok. I think young Cybok would be quite fun.
More Cybok. Cybok is the cowbell of the Star Trek universe.
I gotta have more cowbell.
Gotta have more Cybok. Gotta have
Star Trek United with President Archer is what's grabbing me at the moment.
Yes, this is a very strong rumor. We did press Connor about this. He insisted he knows nothing about it. Is also quite flat that he's not going to be in it if it does happen because his character is dead. Yeah, he's very, very adamant on that. He digressed a little on some of the book theories. I hate it when James freezes like that because it's
all good. Keep going.
It's very awkward. He's got a very awkward look on his face. I've just seen something on the internet that's made me very excited.
So they're looking to do a President Archer, or is it?
President. So they're doing a series called Archer. They're thinking of doing a series called Archer.
There is a series called Archer. It's nothing like
very different, very different, very different Archer one there. But they're on about there's going to be a new series with Scott Bakula. I'm going to be a big, huge fan of that. I've got to be honest with you. Enterprise is one of my favourite series, and Scott Bakula is one of my favourite captains. I think that has some of the best storylines, some of the best writing. So, if they're going to carry that on, let's hope they don't put, and no disrespect to Picard, I enjoyed it. Let's hope they don't put too much filler in it. Let's just concentrate on having some good telly. And, so I must have missed this. So they teased Cybok in season 1 of Strange. Well, I must have missed that one. A more observant eye than mine picked that up. Cybok and Captain Angel. Who's Captain Angel? What have I missed there? I'm missing a lot.
Oh, sure. I actually had when we pitched Bill Burr USS Lazarus, which was this was me and J.K. Woodward. This was before Bill passed away, and when CBS was still looking to play around with some stuff. We actually had, this was before Strange New Worlds. This was actually only when Discovery had just brought in Pike. And we had USS Lazarus had Pike as the captain. It was basically, it was all the people who had died in Star Trek were pulled out a second before their death to be this sort of troubleshooting time ship kind of thing, to fix all these cock-ups due to MacGuffin thing. And we actually had Cybok was on it as the ship's counselor and religious sort of council.
Did he go all body on
and
people?
Connor was and Connor's character was the engineer.
Oh, that sounds brilliant. I say
Cybok would just walk along, just muttering to himself and stuff.
I can fix you. I can fix you. Brilliant. That's what you want from a counsellor, isn't it? That's
we also had Tuvix in it, and I think that's why we got cancelled. They just said no.
I've got a message from James, whose computer is doing an update now.
That's lovely.
So it doesn't look like
we never wanted him anyway, so that's all fine.
Well, this is the thing.
I'm the new James now.
He is the ant to my deck. I can't deny it. But I have to admit, this year I had he needs his pain. When I interviewed Contrary, and I got a James upgrade with Sam McAvoy, and he was lovely. I mean, he was younger, harder, faster, stronger. He was absolutely superb. But so just reminding everyone then that you can now purchase the Riker's Beard Annual from the Great British Bookshop, I think, and Amazon as well. And you can also purchase Tony's new book, which I'm really excited about reading. I genuinely am. I can't wait. I've read the bios a bit. So that's available to get now as well. Please show your appreciation by hitting the thumbs up emoji, the heart emoji, the smiley face emoji, by clicking on and buying a copy of Charming. It's going to be a fantastic book. I think we're probably going to have to do a review of it. I think we should.
Nah.
And certainly, if you've bought already, or if it's winging its way to you, we'd love to hear your thoughts on the first ever, the NX Riker's Beard Annual. Which
I like that.
Genuinely, Tony, it was passed around a lot of the con, a lot, and people who read it said, "You know what? Really enjoyed all of it. It was just a good read, all of it. Obviously, the interview with you flows really well, and people who know about Custom House love reading that. But all of it was like, oh, that's just such a nice fan read. And it is the NX version. Next year, we're hoping to do a much better one. So it's going to be.
For Christos just asked a question. Charming is the first in a new urban fantasy series. So it's kind of a series pilot. But if you want, it doesn't really matter if you don't read the next books, etc. The next book, which is called Happily Never After, is already booked to come out early next year.
And that's what, semi-finished or?
Pretty much done. Yeah, it's in editing process right now.
Fantastic. Can't wait.
But yes, it's Prince Charming's more like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He's the monster killer, and every son from father, all the way from the beginning, has come down and basically been the Prince Charming. And this current Prince Charming has died, and his younger brother, who has never been trained to do anything and actually hates the family and everything involved it, he basically tag you're it. So it's kind of a Harry Dresden kind of thing.
Yeah, this is where Tony reveals, as in my book, where Tony is my protagonist and hero. No shame, I've based it on him. Obviously, this new Prince Charming book is based on me. So,
well, absolutely.
James is back just in time to tell us all it's time to go home.
I don't know quite why every time we do this, I leave the computer powered up and ready to roll and decides to do an update during the show.
It did it quite quickly.
Yeah, it did. That's the one good thing about it.
Well, until next time, thank you for popping on, Tony. It's great to see you.
I'm glad I could do it.
As always, the ant to my deck. It's,
and what a world-shaking revelation, by the way, that their 23-year winning streak at the National Television Awards came to an end this week.
Who's? Anton
Deck.
Oh, okay.
I'm not 23 years in a row, and no one thought anyone else would ever get it. And Gary Lineker got it.
In a row?
Yeah.
How long has Biker Grove been cancelled?
No, presenters.
No. As presenters, they were presenting while Biker Grove was still going.
What else do they do?
Present.
What?
That's why they won presenters. And they also do songs like Let's Get Ready, Let's Get Ready, Let's Get Ready.
Well, I'm aware of Let's Get Ready to Rumble. Of course, who isn't?
And don't forget their World Cup song.
They did a World Cup song?
Yeah, 2002, I believe they did the World Cup song.
Is it called Let's Get Ready to Rumble? Well, until next time, please do look after yourselves and each other.
Don't have nightmares.
Thanks for letting me come and play.